got some other baseball notes. It's been a bad week for injuries, John.
Yeah, let's look at the MLB notebook. Start with the Mariners.
Let's start with Seattle. This is terrible. I don't know if you saw the video of the catch. Victor Robles, a promising prospect, once upon a time with Washington, had a bounce back season. Mariners made a spectacular catch over the weekend, but he dislocated his shoulder, and it was a really serious injury. Run into a fence. He's going to be out 4 months. That's a big blow because Mariners, I don't think, have enough bats to put around Julio Rodriguez. The news in Atlanta just keeps getting worse. They did the arthroscopic surgery on Reynaldo Lopez, their number 2 starting pitcher. Scar tissue going to be gone minimum 3 months. Big setback for Atlanta. They're out shopping. They're looking to try to make trades. Spencer Strider, we think, is going to be back this coming week, but you never know, how that surgery's affected him. He seems to be ahead of the schedule a little bit. Boston Red Sox is a really sad story. The Red Sox and the Astros, the tragedy in Santo Domingo, the collapse of that roof at that Jet Set nightclub. There's like 198 people, I believe, have been killed. There's more than 205 been injured. Octavio Dotel, former major league pitcher with the Houston Astros, a number of clubs, died in that incident. The sister of Nelson Cruz, legendary slugger, died in that roof collapse. And now we find out today that Pedro Martinez has family members that have gone missing that were at that club, have not been found nor accounted for yet. So just a terrible tragedy impacting the Red Sox and the Houston Astros. And the last story involves the Pirates. And we talked extensively about all the problems in Pittsburgh with ownership, payroll, bad baseball, etc. And then on Monday, we talked about the podcast where they pulled down this big design on the right field wall that saluted number 21, Roberto Clemente, and replaced it with an advertisement for a beer company. Now we find out that ownership of the Pirates in the offseason ripped up the front of PNC Park to do renovations. And at the front of PNC Park, John, you've heard of these things. As they were building the park a decade ago, they sold commemorative bricks to longtime Pirate fans. You made a deposit. You could put your name on the brick or a message on the brick about your love for Pirate baseball, your history. And they sold thousands. I think it was 10,000 bricks in all. Made a significant amount of money. Anyhow, those bricks were ripped up in the offseason and replaced by pavement. Didn't tell anybody. Fans got to PNC Park for the home opener against the Yankees last weekend and looked at the front end, the main entrance, the home plate entrance at PNC, and said, where are the commemorative bricks that we bought for my family? My dad was a Pirates fan in the 1960s, the Mazeroski home run years and World Series, and, we are family with Willie Stargell. They were furious. So one of the TV stations did an investigative report, and all the bricks were ripped up and sent into dumpsters and were sent to a recycling plant. Pirates just taken so much unbelievable heat locally. Anyhow, they've reclaimed the bricks. They're going to reestablish a different part of PNC Park to create a fans memorial for all the people that bought those bricks when PNC was first being built. It's a beautiful, beautiful stadium. But how, John, at the end of the day, how tone deaf, how stupid are the owners of the Pittsburgh Pirates? It's like every business decision they make seems to be negative. Just absolutely stunning. So, John, you want to talk about the baseball notebook? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That is dumb. And they have those bricks at Petco. And imagine, you spend money on it. You want to be, it's not a gravestone, but it's sort of kind of in that neck of the woods where you're commemorating. You want to be remembered, your family remembered, connection with the team gets pulled up. Pittsburgh's made so many bonehead decisions. The tragedy in the Dominican Republic is an interesting story because they were talking about it in the game. Was it yesterday's game? And then Luis Ariz had written on his Padre hat, I think it was Nelly Cruz, which is Nelson Cruz's sister.
Right.
Sort of a rip, sort of a message on his cap. And I was thinking, hey, that's really cool that Luis was doing that. But isn't he going to get fined by MLB? Aren't they really uptight about like uniform rules?
Yeah, they really are. Now, whether that issue a fine to Luis Ariz for doing that, considering what the message says, but all the professional sports have rules that you can't wear headbands or put certain things on your jersey or on towels or on your shoes, etc., without league approval. I don't think that they would do anything to Arise just because of the circumstances and what he did. But normally they kind of frown upon that. Okay, John, we get to halftime. Our